It's been an amazing experience reading from 10 books every single day. I also do various other exercises, like do a unique style of prayer in the park. I also run up a mountain every single day. I do various other exercises which help me to ascend and to get to a place of deep inner belief of my godliness, of my holiness, of my spiritual peak, of my spiritual inner belief. I'd love to hear from you. What are the amazing spiritual things you do every single day which help you ascend? And what do you do to improve your life? What amazing things do you do? I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear different ideas that are important. How do I read? I do a lot of underlining and I do a lot of repeating of what I read. I read over and over again. I read out loud. I put emotions and words into what I read. And I've also been reading the amazing book from um, James Allen called As a Man Thinketh. I read that every single day. Been doing now. I've been doing that now for about 2 months, along with a narrator on YouTube. It's been an amazing, amazing experience because that book is a phenomenal book. It literally broadens your horizon. It takes you to a place which, like, literally can never go back from. You can never fall backwards. And I remember so many different passages from the book, and throughout the day when I'm dealing with different things, and also when I'm writing my own book. I want to see my own book, you could have a look. Look how many pages I've written. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. The self-discipline I've had writing this book has been so enriching, so amazing, so profound. But using the ideas I get from James Allen whilst writing my book has really got me to a place of inner belief. Inner belief. I don't need somebody else to believe in me anymore. I don't even advertise my amazing insights and ideas on social media anymore. Because I believe myself in such a deep place. The universe will take care of the rest for me. Here's a beautiful quote from James Allen. There could be no object in burning gold after the dross had been removed. I thought it would be profound and really pertinent to actually check what the word dross means. It means the dirt that comes when you take gold from underneath the ground. A perfectly enlightened being could not suffer. I'm going to repeat that because it's so profound. It is so profound. There could be no object in burning gold after the dross had been removed. A perfectly enlightened being could not suffer. Wow. You can't suffer once you're enlightened, once you've brought yourself to a place of spiritual attainment. That's it. You can't suffer. Nobody could threaten you any longer. You won't even be afraid to be put into solitary confinement. I mean, nobody should be put into solitary confinement. But when you get to a spiritual peak, to a holy place, nobody could manipulate or control you or threaten you ever again. And that's what I'm aiming for. I'd love to hear what you're doing, what spiritual ideas you've been enhancing in your life, spiritual practices and exercises. I'd love to hear. Please leave it in the comment section down below. I'm going to follow on with a fascinating passage I saw in this book, The Master Key System. The inventor visualizes his idea in exactly the same manner as what we had mentioned before. He talks about how you visualize your idea and how it comes to fruition. For instance, this is Charles F. Hannell, who was actually the author of this book, follows on and says, for instance, Nikola Tesla, lots has been said about Nikola Tesla, but we won't get into that in this video. He, with a giant intellect, one of the greatest inventors of all ages, the man who has brought forth the most amazing realities, always visualizes his inventions before attempting to work them out. He does not rush to embody them in form and then spend his time in correcting the defects. Having first built up the idea in his imagination, he holds it there as a mental picture to be reconstructed and improved by his thought. In this way, he writes in the Electrical Experimenter, I am unable to rapidly develop and perfect a conception without touching anything. When I have gone so far as to embody the invention in the invention every possible improvement I can think of and see no fault anywhere, I put into concrete form the product of my brain. Invariably, my device works as I conceived it should. In 20 years, there's not been a single exception. It's profound. It's pretty amazing. It's about the concept of visualizing in your mind and putting your whole plan into action whilst visualizing in your mind. I'm going to follow on with a little bit I've written in my book because, as you know, I share with you amazing viewers different points in my book. So I figured, why not? I've now written over well over 250 pages. And I've also been putting into tablet format, Microsoft on the tablet. It's been an amazing experience. It's taken a lot of discipline. I haven't stopped since the end of December 2020, which is fascinating. It's been a fascinating experience. Here we go. You ready? Here we go. That night, I went out like on every other Monday night, to meet other transgender people and also to meet other people who are LGBT at a little gathering in a small hall in Chester, UK. I hadn't checked my phone. My head was elsewhere. I got to Chester on the train, and lo and behold, I had no clue where I was going. I couldn't find the place. I walked beside the River Dee, watching the boats pass. I had no idea where I was. I asked people, but no one knew what I was talking about. LGBT gathering. We have no idea where that might be. So I made my way home. I found my way to the train station without my phone, which had been dead by then, by the way. I'm just adding it a tiny bit. Back onto the rattling train with my phone being dead. I hoped to get home and recharge it as soon as I got in. Well, God had other plans. I got to my apartment and realized that I left the keys at home. I left the keys in my apartment. What was I to do now? I thought perhaps I could go to the gas station and charge the phone there. Maybe someone has a Sony Ericsson charger who would be ever so kind as to lend it to me. Well, no one did. I was beside myself. I got home, sat myself down. Actually, I didn't get home because I couldn't get through the door. I sat myself down on the floor next to my apartment and I started to cry. I'll never forget. Like all the tears came in. I'm just recounting what happened. Like it was a huge rush of like pain and a washover of the whole cycle I'd been through in those last few weeks after I left my children. I wasn't able to see them, and I was going through quite a lot of trauma. I started to cry. What else was I to do? After sitting there for an hour, allowing all my tears to come out, feeling through the pain, the trauma I had been through, I was left with no other choice other than to go to the police station, which was 3 blocks away. I made my way to the police station, told them that I am locked out. It was about 2 or 3 a.m., and the police couldn't call anyone. I waited on the bench there at the police station, calmed down, and I struck up a conversation with the police officer. She was kind and helpful. I think her name was Jennifer. Jennifer turned to me and said, "Something that will last with me for the remainder of my life, for the rest of my life." Jennifer said, "Your children have been given a gift. Having a parent who is different gives you an opportunity to understand and appreciate many things in life on a level most people are simply unable to fathom." Wow. About 6 a.m., Jennifer took me in her police car. We found a locksmith, and he was on his way to my apartment. I'm just recounting. It was my first time in a police car in my life. It felt weird, but I was ever so grateful for the compassion and the kindness I saw that night. I was distraught, I was lost and scared. And I recall sitting there on the floor of my apartment, crying, feeling so helpless, so vulnerable, such despair. I had no one to turn to. I had lost everything. And I remember getting into my apartment after the locksmith had arrived. It took him all of 15 seconds to open that door, which I couldn't open. It's quite a scary experience, but a profound lesson came out of it. Just wanted to share that. What do you think of it? What do you think of my story? I look forward to your amazing comments in the comment section down below. What do you think about my spiritual practice, reading from 10 books a day? What do you do? What kind of spiritual practices do you do? I'm intrigued. I'd be very happy to hear. I'd love to hear from you. Please leave your comments in the comment section down below. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. It's never too late. I love you all so much. Have a good evening. Take care. God bless you.